Dustin Poirier is a very well-known and respected UFC lightweight contender. After he defeated Michael Chandler at UFC 281 back in November, he looks for a new opponent. Islam Makhachev, the current UFC lightweight champion, just defeated Alexander Volkanovski to remain champion atop the lightweight division. When Michael Bisping interviewed Islam after his victory, he asked him who he wants to fight next, and Islam said, quote, "real contender," end quote. Given that Dustin Poirier doesn't have an opponent lined up currently, that leads us to the question, does Dustin Poirier deserve a title shot? Before we talk about Dustin currently, let's talk about his career a little and get an understanding of him when it comes to fighting for a title. While Dustin Poirier has never won the UFC lightweight title, he did manage to win the interim lightweight title. After winning 3 straight fights against Anthony Pettis, Justin Gaethje, and Eddie Alvarez, Dustin was about to get a taste of a championship fight against the featherweight champion Max Holloway. What separates Max from the other champions Dustin would face is not the fact that Max is from a different division, but the fact that his best skill is his boxing.
And new interim UFC lightweight champion of the world, Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
Max and Dustin went the distance, and after 5 rounds, Dustin Poirier was the interim lightweight champion. It was now time to try and turn that interim title into the real belt against the champion, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Khabib is arguably one of the greatest UFC wrestlers of all time, so of course entering this fight, you would think Dustin would be training in wrestling and look to improve his grappling so that Khabib would struggle with him. Well, not quite.
That's in. Nurmagomedov under the chin, there's the top! Khabib Nurmagomedov, 28-0!
Khabib submitted Dustin in round number 3 before championship rounds 4 and 5, but this loss wouldn't stop Dustin from earning himself another title shot. Dustin would beat Dan Hooker and Conor McGregor twice in order to get another title shot. This title shot wouldn't be against Khabib. This time he would be facing Charles Oliveira. Charles had won multiple fights by submission, which is what kept Dustin from winning a title last time against Khabib, and entering this fight, Dustin would actually be the betting favorite. Everyone is thinking that Dustin can easily KO Charles and become world champion.
This is his move. The standing rear naked choke is so nasty.
Oh, he's just, Joe, now he's hiding the hand.
Oh,
now he's hiding the hand, Joe. Dustin's in trouble.
Dustin's in real trouble. It's under the neck. It's under the neck.
Dustin Poirier would once again lose the championship fight by submission. This time, it was against Charles Oliveira in round number 3. Dustin would take almost a year off before facing a lightweight contender in Michael Chandler, where surprisingly, he would be the one winning by submission. Dustin Poirier currently sits at number 2 for the UFC lightweight rankings. So, now let's talk about Islam Makhachev. Islam got a fight against Charles Oliveira for the lightweight title, and Charles Oliveira, holding a record for the most submission wins in UFC history, was going to test Islam, but that fight ended up being the opposite. Islam would end up submitting the guy with the most submission wins in UFC history. Islam had help in his corner from longtime childhood friend and former UFC lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov. While Khabib didn't help train Islam for his fight against Alexander Volkanovski, because Khabib had stepped away from MMA to focus more on family, he would still call and check in with Islam. So let's go over what we know. Dustin had beaten a striker to become interim champion. Then he would lose by submission his next 2 title fights. The current champion of the lightweight division submitted the guy with the most submissions in UFC history. Islam has won 11 fights by submission. Now, do I think Dustin should fight Islam Makhachev for the title? No. I don't think Dustin should fight against a guy like Islam. Submissions are what Islam is good at, and what Dustin is bad at. I also feel Dustin would need at least one more win to even earn a title shot, but this is just my opinion. Dustin Poirier has proven that he can go the distance and win a big fight like he did with his interim title fight against Max Holloway. And he's proven that he can win fights by submission against big name stars like he did against Michael Chandler. But beating someone by submission and beating people who are submission specialists are 2 different things. And I don't think Dustin has what it takes to beat a submission specialist like Islam Makhachev. But this is just my opinion. I want to know, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Dustin Poirier deserves a title shot? Do you think he can beat Islam Makhachev? Let me know in the comment section down below. Other than that, I got nothing more to say, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.